Brian Schottenheimer once again has said changes are coming for the Dallas Cowboys after yet another loss. We're going to break down one of he has specifically said will happen, what the other ones probably will end up being. Now, do you want the Cowboys to make changes that work? If you do, which I think we all do, show it by liking today's video, please and thank you right now. Free, simple, and easy to do. Here's what Shotty said coming out of the bad loss against, or last week, I should say. The solutions are making adjustments to scheme, changes to personnel, giving this guy a little bit more playing time and all that. Those things will play themselves out. There's always reasons to change, and there will be change. I can promise you that. I can show you that. We've already had meetings. We've talked about those changes. We're kind of in the mode right now where we got kind of a one-game season. I say because we got Arizona before the bye, and really bigger changes to our style will happen over the bye week. That's when we get a chance to say, okay, now we're looking back at these 9 games. What were the issues? Did we get them corrected? No? Well, then we need to do this. We need to do that. I don't love the after the bye mindset. I get part of it. Like, it's hard to make like sweeping changes on an even 8-day schedule. Probably that stuff is more scheme oriented. If you want to do like real changes, I'm old enough to, my college fired their head coach in the middle of a season one year. There was only so much you can do from changing the offense where they had to change it. It was a multi-week rollout. I think also after the bye is a key factor there because you're going to get injured players back that week. Overshown in theory is going to be back. Savone Revel, maybe a few others. Guys like Perion Winfrey. When Malik Hooker comes back, we shall see. They will be getting some pieces back that I think can hopefully unlock some additional stuff. But I do think some immediate changes, and some of the easy ones there are personnel related. Overall, both offense and defense, which makes it a bit complicated. What is your confidence level in the Cowboys coaching staff? Scale it from 1 to 10. 1 on the low end, 10 on the high end. Let's discuss what some of these changes that are coming could be. The biggest of which is you have to run more man coverage. I am sorry, it is time. The Cowboys did run more man coverage, as we pointed out, against the Denver Broncos. Good note by Bobby Belt, which I've since confirmed to the Summer Sports Advanced Data. They only ran man 4 times in the first 3 quarters. It was once per quarter. And then they increased their numbers in the 4th quarter and essentially garbage timed their way to running more man coverage. Again, per Summer Sports, the man coverage, zone coverage splits this season. They're running zone 81.9% of the time. The usage rate is 18.1. The completion percentage is significantly in favor of man coverage, sub 60% versus 65.9%. Yards per attempt, slightly in favor of man. Touchdown ratio is actually in favor of zone. Touchdown rates are in favor of zone. A lot of touchdowns have come in the red zone. They've run some more man in the red zone and had issues down there, but they are allowing less EPA per play. Nothing they're doing is working very well, but I do think the overall coverage stuff, the designs are a negative for Matt Eberflus. You know, they haven't run a single rep this year of 2 high man coverage, where they got those 2 deep man coverage looks. It's all cover 1 or cover 0. So if they come out in a 2 high shell and they don't rotate, it's not man. It's a massive giveaway. Not that a ton of teams are doing 2 high man coverage stuff, but like, come on, guys. If Matt Eberflus keeps being stubborn about his coverage stuff, then he shouldn't be a defensive coordinator. Every coach says we're going to adjust the scheme to fit the personnel. Matt Eberflus has failed that test significantly this season. Today's show is made possible by Ethos. As a father of 2 kids, it's not fun to think about what would happen if something happened to you, but you do need to be prepared. Protect your family with life insurance from Ethos. Get your free quote at ethos.com/NFL Daily. That's ethos.com/NFL Daily. Ethos is a trustworthy company that disrupts the traditional life insurance industry. And as of March 2025, Business Insider named Ethos the #1 no medical exam instant life insurance provider. They're an online platform that makes life insurance fast and easy to protect you and your family's future in minutes, not months. There's no complicated process, and it's 100% online. No medical exam is required. You answer a few health questions and get a quote in as little as 10 minutes. 3 million families have completed their applications and trusted Ethos to help find the right coverage for them. So protect your family's future with life insurance from Ethos. Get your free quote at ethos.com/NFL daily. That's ethos.com/NFL daily. Application times may vary, rates may vary. Links in the comments and the description of today's show. Change the second, more Jadeveon Clowney for the Dallas Cowboys. This is one that has been essentially confirmed by Brian Schottenheimer. He told Clarence Hill that there's going to be more snaps for Clowney, that the rust is off, he's back, and he's going to be a key part of the pass rush and the defensive line up front, which I say good. The defensive line room has not been particularly good. Snap count-wise, kind of hovered in this 25-ish. Now, there's differing levels of snap counts and ratios and everything there. Didn't play a ton against Carolina. He has been a little bit more impactful from a pressure perspective. He's gotten a little bit going as of late from a win rate perspective, pressures in general. I think he is one of the 2, or at least 3 best edges right now for this Cowboys team. I kind of feel like there's a pretty clear delineation for who's playing well at defensive end and who's not playing well at defensive end. Clowney is one of the guys playing more, or playing better. Do you think Clowney should play more for the Cowboys? I am on board with yes. What do you think? Y for yes, N for no? Let me know in the comments section of today's show. Curious how these starters will change here. I think Dante Fowler does fine as a passer. They don't trust him or James Houston as a run stopper. They were trying to make Marshawn Kneeland and Sam Williams their run stoppers. I don't think either guy has played very well. Sam Williams continues to be a liability more often than not. His snap count was reduced last week. Would not be surprised if that continues. Kneeland's been banged up, and I think that's a factor in this, but hey man, it's the NFL. You have to be able to play but hurt. I think from moving on from these guys, or not playing these guys as much, the snap count should come out of the pockets of Marshawn Kneeland and Sam Williams. The Cowboys Report is free, and it always will be. Hit that sub button if you haven't already, youtube.com/CowboysTV for more free Cowboys YouTube videos. Next up, we're back at linebacker, and this almost has less to do with Marist Liufau and more to do with the other linebackers out there. Liufau, I don't think has been great this year. I think it is actually highly concerning that he was showing some promising stuff last year, and it looked like he might be a decent player for you, where he looked like he was going to be a clear-cut top 2 option for you at linebacker after last season, or maybe top 3 depending on what else you paired with DeMarvin and Overshown once Overshown gets healthy, and he hasn't been as good this year. Is that a coaching issue? But in the end, I'd rather see Liufau out there than Kenneth Murray. I can't. There will be the occasional good game. He'll show the occasional flash play, but his instincts remain like molasses. He just doesn't process fast enough. He doesn't. He doesn't shed blocks either, and he's not good in coverage. He can blitz a little bit. Well, with linebacker, for a coach who doesn't blitz his linebackers very often. Why? I'm actually okay playing Shamar James because he's young. And if you're going to be bad, be young. Don't be an experienced vet and be bad. At that point, I'd rather let Liufau give it a shot. So pick one to start, and I think Liufau can handle green dot duties. Let's not let that be a reason why you can't sit your worst linebacker. KM for Kenneth Murray, ML for Marist Liufau. Who should start? Final note, look, you have to be more aggressive. And this is a change from Schottenheimer's perspective. He has been the throwback coach who doesn't like going for it on 4th downs. Numbers here from Ben Baldwin and his analytics site. Win probability gain by going for it on less of greater than 1%, which is sizable. Outside of garbage time, or even you have to go for it because the game's getting out of hand on you, or in the first quarter period, not including the final 30 seconds. Those are all the numbers there. Cowboys going for it when they should 25% of the time. That number jumps up to 2% of win probability to be gained. Guess what? They're still bottom 5 going for it 20% of the time, which is even worse to jump in that direction. The big one of these is you punted on 4th down with 5 yards to go, down by 2 scores in the late third. What are you doing out there? And going for it with greater than 3% win probability gain, you're down there about 33%. And look at some of those head coaches that are doing it right. Dan Campbell, Andy Reid. I know we don't like Nick Sirianni, but he's going forward a lot. Sean McVay. Yeah, you got Mike Tomlin in there, but like even the Chargers jump way up on this list after being kind of near the bottom with you for a little bit. There's too much cowardice right now. And with the way this defense is playing, you simply have to be more aggressive. You cannot sit back and go, well, our defense will help us. Normally it's the opposite. Like offensive coaches go for it and defensive coaches trust their defense when they shouldn't. Schotty's just not going for it. Stop it. Field goals and punts will lose you games with how bad this defense is. They have to be aggressive.